why military deployment to the border has been beneficial so far. Just right off the bat, to clear, I'm not arguing for mass deportation or ICE raids as an entirely different category. I am merely advocating on behalf of, ever since the military has been deployed to the border, we've seen significant results. What I'm going over is why we've been deployed to the border in the first place, what efforts have been made at the border, and results since troops have been deployed. So why? Big question. Air Force Chief of Staff, Air Force and Air and Space Force magazines took a quote from Chief of Staff David W. Galvin saying, "These missions are here to help maintain sovereignty, territorial integrity, and security of the United States." Now, it's very kind of PA statement to give out to the general public, kind of persuade them. He also goes later on to say, "Protecting our homeland is our top priority, and it always will be." Other things considered, to crack down on illegal immigration and cartel activity, and the Trump administration declared the border a high military priority when he declared the southern border a national emergency. Now, to go back to protecting our homeland, a lot of the reasons why we're doing it is mainly illicit drug smuggling. Before, I believe last year, China was one of the main sources of fentanyl in the United States of America, but now it is Mexico. Most of the drugs that are seeping into the streets of the United States of America are coming from Mexico. Now, I don't know the exact number, but I would say, I think it's over 150 people are overdosing from fentanyl every day, which is a drastically high number. So that's one of the reasons why we are at the border. What efforts have been made at the border? Well, I did it kind of by branch. So the Air Force deployed E-2 spy plane, which is basically a high reconnaissance aircraft that is high in the atmosphere but has pretty advanced cameras that you can see down below. The RC-135, RQ-4, and MQ-9 are all unmanned drones which can fly in and out without a manned pilot. And C-17s and C-130s are basically heavy aircrafts that are using to transport immigrants back over to the border and as well as supplies to and from the southern border. Now, the Air Force has executed more than 570 flight hours and over 50 surveillance missions since, I believe, January. It's kind of a lot considering it's only a 2-month time frame. The Navy has deployed the P-8 Poseidon, which is another reconnaissance aircraft, and as well as 2 USS destroyers, USS Spruance and USS Gravely, and with another destroyer on its way to basically distort efforts in the Gulf of Mexico or Gulf of America to try to mess up the kind of drug smuggling that is happening over the water. The Army has deployed UH-60 Blackhawk and UH-72 Dakota, which are both just helicopters used for transportation, and the MQ-1 Gray Eagle, which is another unmanned reconnaissance aircraft. Military personnel from all branches have been deployed to the border, ranging from engineers, analysts, combat teams, and pilots, with more to be expected. So the estimated amount, at least when I did this presentation, was 12,500 troops so far, with more incoming. A lot of people are getting expected to deploy along the southern border, especially in like Arizona, California, Brownsville, all those places. So the results since we have deployed to the border: decrease in illegal border crossings, 94% decrease from February at the southwest border. That is since February. Believe last year when they weren't militarized at the border, the amount of border crossings was highly insane. I think it was around thousands of immigrants were trying to cross the border a day. I believe now it is more around 360, which is fairly under control. Changing smuggling tactics. The Coast Guard has seized over 80,000 pounds of illicit drugs since January 21st. It's pretty heavy. They have also stopped 260 smuggling vessels this fiscal year. Last year they stopped 561, so they are on track to beat the record that they set last year. The main reason why we are there is intel and to collect data from these recon missions on the cartels. Trump did say that cartels are now a terrorist organization because of the main things they have been doing, which is smuggling drugs, weapons, and illicit cash into the United States of America. Now, it may not seem like a big deal, but these kind of things do have an impact on our economics and on our youth. Like I said, many people do overdose from fentanyl a year. So now that we are kind of stopping their drug trade, smuggling trade, we actually are affecting their economy.